Recognizing the signs of an abusive relationship is like putting on a suit of armor to safeguard your dreams. Just like you would shield yourself from harm, identifying these signs shields your goals from potential harm. Abuse can sneak in like a shadow, draining your confidence, your focus, and your drive. But by knowing the signs, you become empowered to protect your emotional and mental well-being, keeping your dreams and aspirations intact. Remember, your goals deserve a safe place to thrive, and being aware of abusive behaviors ensures that you never compromise your dreams for anything less than the respect and support you deserve. You might be stuck in an abusive relationship and not even know it, because when you have strong feelings for someone, like love and loyalty, it's so difficult to recognize a toxic relationship. So as I read each item, make a mental check or check any that sound familiar to you. So, are you in a relationship with someone who is manipulating you with gifts, compliments, or flattery, trying extra hard to make you like them? Controls where you go, who you're with, or what you wear? Verbally humiliates you, yells or screams at you, calls you names? Has or tries to force you or trick you to do things that you don't want to do, especially sexually, including sexting? Are they withholding or forcing you to earn your basic needs? Are you in a relationship with somebody who explodes in anger and violently breaks things or throws things? Do they threaten or physically hurt you in any way, including hitting or slapping?
My favorite sport is softball. I'm playing it in college right now. And at the end of my junior year, beginning of my senior year, so I was like 17 years old. This was kind of recent, but there was someone in my life who was an authority figure, and I had before went through a traumatic time. My aunt was killed in a car accident a few months before, and like as a trauma response to that, I was like distracting myself with like staying active, like going, hitting balls, just being on the field all the time. And so this authority figure in my life kind of used that like low point I was at kind of against me. And I had been around him for years. He'd been coaching me since I was in like 5th grade. And so there was like a really big sense of trust there.
Right.
Like I trusted him with about anything. And so like I was really just trauma dumping on him pretty much about like the whole situation, and around him every day, just playing ball, doing my favorite thing. And I couldn't really tell you when or how really, but like he was kind of talking about earlier, I was able to notice like something isn't right here. And I kind of just like blow it off a little. And then there was a few situations where that were just really uncomfortable, and it caused me to have like a block with him, obviously, and then even with my softball, my favorite thing, something that I wanted to continue for the rest of my life, I was just ready to quit and just never. So I actually stopped for like a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just a whole big mess, and it definitely took me off track from the goal that I had for myself, and like took away.
It took you away from something
Yeah,
you
that I
loved.
loved.
Yeah.
Exactly, very much. Yes. For me, it was like the what's the word? Like the isolation
Oh, yeah.
that he would try to get me in, and like sometimes it wasn't as noticeable, and other times it was, but it was like the part like him trying to get me isolated was when I started to notice like, oh, this is kind of weird.
And would you say that there were times where he would like alter what would it like practice or something like that just to make it to where you could be alone? That
Right.
was
So
odd?
I was actually going to say something
wow.
about that. So I specialize in catching, and so
Mm.
before my freshman and sophomore season, we actually had a coach who was specifically for like the catching stuff. And at the time, there had been like multiple catchers. Well, this year, there was technically 3 of us, but the other 2 were utility players, so they played other positions as well. But I was the only catcher, and so he would set up like catcher drills, which would like bring me away from my team and kind of off to the side of that, and it was just like me and him. And I do remember being kind of like uncomfortable with it, but like feeling important. that was a really big thing that was like used like against me in a way,
Right.
because he uh like I would be told that like I was a favorite, and like my place on the team was so important, and like I was like the leader of the team, and so stuff like that, and it made me feel good in a way, but it was used against me for sure.
Yeah.
Probably around the age of 7 when it started, and spanned till I was about 13. Um, and it was a male family member, and I was experiencing sexual abuse on a very consistent basis. And I actually really haven't talked about it that much before, because my hope was I was told that, like, it's just experimenting, it's fine, like everybody does this, it doesn't make you homosexual, it doesn't make you, you know, bad, it's not a crime, it's not a sin, it's fine. And then, you know, you feel sick about it, and you feel worthless, and like a piece of garbage for it. And then it affects like everything in your life. It affects not just your happiness, but everything that you do as a kid, and how you grow up. And so my hope was, while I was really scared that the people that I trust in my life would find out, because it's shameful, I was also hopeful that that would happen. And then when it did, um, nothing happened. I never got any kind of justice out of it, and not just like criminal, but really with those relationships.
Right.
So I just walked away. Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, you may not even know it at first,
Yeah.
but when it's all you know, it starts to creep into your mind as if, well, I know something's wrong.